Good afternoon po ulit sa ating lahat. So for this session, we're encouraging everyone to please fill out the participants form. Nasa chat box po natin yung link for the participants form, and also you may access the draft copy of the Constitution using your UP Mail account. At meron din po dyan yung link sa ating chat box. So I hope you did see the message in the chat box. And for this afternoon, we will start the Usapang Consti Part 2 with the opening remarks from Mr. Isaiah Crisanto. He is the UPOU Provcom Chairman.
Mabuhay! Welcome to Usapang UPOU, an initiative of the Consultation Subcommittee of the UPOU Provisional Committee. Thank you for taking the time today to join us, and I look forward to having open and transparent discussions about what the future of UPOU student representation should look like. I'm Isaiah Crisanto, a third-year BAM student and the chairperson of the UPOU Provcom. As the last UP constituent university without a student council, it's important to remember that this isn't just something nice to have, but a right granted to all students and enshrined in our university code. Specifically, in the UP System Code, Title II, Chapter 71, Article 432 and 433, which state, as constituents of the university, students are free, individually and collectively, to express their views on issues of institutional policy and on matters of interest to the student body. The official collective participation of students in the formulation and application of institutional policy affecting academic and student affairs shall be made through student councils. That's Article 432. Under Article 433, it says, there shall be a college student council in each college that offers at least a bachelor's degree program and a university student council in each constituent university. Kasama po dyan ang UPOU. But that's not all. In fact, there is Article 434. The composition of each student council, its officers, and the manner of its selection of its members and officers shall be in accordance with the Constitution ratified by the student body, kayo po yun, and submitted to the Chancellor or President. Ang ibig sabihin po natin ay ang mga isko at iska ng UPOU ang magde-decide ng anong klaseng student council ang gusto natin. I imagine a student council that is built on the values that future digital democracies should have, such as decentralization, freedom, open source, and consensus-based democracy. Through this forum, we want to hear from you, our fellow students. What would you like to see in a student council? What voting systems, representatives, or values should be enshrined in our Constitution? Together, let us strive towards genuine student representation. Again, I thank you and I wish you all a very fruitful discussion. Para sa bayan!
Okay, so for this afternoon, I would like to introduce about the Usapang Consti for the Part 2. And I would just like to acknowledge some members of the consultation. I have with me Miss Arlene, so she will answer the questions na i-address niyo po later. So let me have para alam niyo kung ano yung nangyari, because this today is part 2 of the Usapang Consti. Now, the UPOU Provisional Committee, or we call ourselves the Provcom Committee, recognizes the importance of collaborative and complex nature of completing the establishment of students' constitution, and has and we have subcommittees to fulfill that mandate. I am a member. I am Jen. I am a member of the consultation committee. The consultation committee, or our job, is to spearhead town hall meetings with students about the student constitution, just like this one. We also analyze, design, develop, evaluate, and implement consultative mechanisms with students regarding the proposed constitution and election code through surveys. Then we ensure that diversity and inclusion are practiced by considering the voice of the diverse student body of UPOU. True to the nature of UPOU, we are conducting this Usapang Consti to hear from you or your thoughts on the draft copy of the Constitution. And then lastly is to report and discuss the results of consultations to the Provisional Committee, especially to the chairman, for their consideration. And then we also have other committees, subcommittee. We have the writing. The writing committee is their task is to review the past UPOU constitution proposal and draft. Then they are actually the ones who draft the new constitution. Wala yung draft copy ng constitution ngayon if not sa writing subcommittee. Then they incorporate the changes to the UPOU Constitution and possibly the Electoral Code for the approval of the Provisional Committee and the student body. And then they also discuss and finalize the UPOU Constitution based on the comments. Then aside from the consultation committee, then we have the writing committee. We also have the campaign committee. So the campaign committee informs the student body of the University of the Philippines Open University about the creation of the new constitution, the existence of the provisional committee, and what are our duties and responsibilities. They also promote the new constitution by explaining the needs, importance, and benefits of having a student government through the use of social media platforms and student portal. And with this, I hope you nakita nyo na po yung aming Facebook page. That's sa UPOU Provcom. And then we're also working, the committee is working on the website for the UPOU Provcom. And we hope for the best for this website. Then lastly, the campaign committee, they initiate engagements with the student body through surveys and discussion, kumustahan sessions through the virtual campus. And then what happens during the day one, that happens last March 23, we have the AM session, though it was cut short. And then we also have the PM session. During the day one, we talk about the UPOU Constitution Preamble, Article 1 to Article 5. Article 1 is on the general provisions. Article 2 is on the Declaration of Principles and Objectives. Third, Article 3 is on the rights of the students. Then Article 4, we have the tagpuan sa UPOU. We call it now the tagpuan sa UPOU based on comments from the students. And then lastly is we have Article 5, which is on the duties and obligations of the students. It must also be noted that most of the comments from the day one are on the definition, what is the definition of the students. And then also we talk about the residency and another conditions for you to be considered as a student. And then it was also discussed that while we are the Provcom committee, we are not the student council. So we make the consultations, or we do the consultations or the meetings, the town hall sessions. But right now we cannot enforce what you request. Like for example, I'm sorry for the. For example, you want us to communicate with the professors about your grades. It's not the current job of the Provcom So another is any other request, but we strive to serve, but the role of the Provcom now is limited. We need to establish the student council. That's why we have the constitution for us to be properly represented. So that's what is Provcom and what happens during the day one. You may also view the recorded recorded copy of the day one. I think it will be uploaded as soon as possible for the AM session and then the PM session, so that you'll also know ano yung mga iba pang pinag-usapan during the day one. And for today, since natapos na namin yung Article 1 to 5, we will talk about Article 6 to Article 14, hopefully. Matapos natin, but if hindi namin matapos, andito nasa chat box po ang link ng draft. You are free to comment, suggest, And then tomorrow, March 29, no, not tomorrow, March 29, maglalak na siya. So they will not accept any comments na po. So we encourage you to, if hindi kayo magpa-participate today or hindi kayo mag-on ng microphone for today, at least type your comments there in the draft copy of the Constitution. You are allowed as long as you are using your UP mail. Okay. Now, wait. That would be all for the UPOU Provcom. And then what happens last time? Enrico, I think I did not get your. Can you tell me about this one? And don't call me mommy, just call me Jen. I prefer Jen. Okay, so yung mention. Okay. Okay, so well, we'll proceed doon sa Article 1 and I'm going to share yung sa draft copy ng Constitution. Blank lang po siya. What do you mean po, Enrico? You mean the participants form or the draft copy? Both. Okay, sige. I will send it again. Can you check that one? Eliza, na-open mo yung mga forms na sinend ko? Okay, sige. Thank you. Okay na pala, Eliza. Okay, so i-share screen ko na yung Constitution for a while. Again po, for today, we will have Article 6 to Article 14, and we have Arlene to answer your questions for today. So Article 6. So that's Article 4, I'm sorry. Okay, this is Article 6. So Article 6 is on the composition, and this is very timely because we all want this one. Article 6 is in the composition of the University Student Council. Section 1 is there shall be a University Student Council for the University of the Philippines Open University. So we have been existing na yung UPOU for 27 years, if I'm not mistaken, 25 to 27 years, but wala pang recognized na student council because wala pang recognized mga organizations because there is no student council. Section number 2 is the University Student Council shall be composed of a chairperson, vice chairperson, 12 university councilors elected at large, and 1 representative per faculty and degree granting, provided that each faculty with a student population greater than 1,000 shall elect an additional representative every 1,000 in excess of the first 1,000. It must also be noted that mas marami po ang graduate students compared to undergraduate students. If you have questions, you may type sa chat box or and then I will acknowledge you and then I can write the comments here. I-insert ko na lang po yung comments dito. And if you have further questions also, Arlene will answer your question naman. Section 3 is on the faculty representatives shall be elected by the constituents of their own faculty, who shall serve as a liaison between the University Student Council and the local student council. Any comments or suggestions, questions, we will accept or entertain questions related to section 1, 2, 3. Right, so far no questions. And section 4, on the members of the council shall be elected every academic year in accordance with the rules promulgated by the University Electoral Board and provisions of the University Election Code. Yeah, I think yes, Mike.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ma'am Jen. Ma'am, yung related pa rin to dun sa concern ko nung una akong umattend. So,
Okay.
paano yun, Ma'am? Kunyari po, kunyari for example, second sem pumasok yung student, tapos nagkataon election na noon. So, ano ba yung requirements natin pagka pwedeng manominate or kumandidato? Dapat naka 1 year siya? Or madidiscuss ba yun dyan?
Yan, ito po, Section 7. Every candidate for membership in the university student council must have number one SEM enrolled in the university, at least one, be a student of the university, not have been found guilty. Then letter D must accomplish in the affidavit of undertaking. Now, I would like you all to note that the Constitution should be as much as possible, hindi siya ganun ka-specific. For example, dapat dean's lister. Kaya hindi siya pwedeng ganun kasi though we want to have yung parang high standards, but the Constitution should be flexible enough so that kahit ilang years pa siya, true pa din yung ating Constitution. Just like the requirements for running as the President of the Philippines, can read and write, and that's the Constitution is flexible. So kaya hindi nyo makikita sa natin na napaka-specific. However, if you have comments or suggestions na dapat ilagay namin, we will of course put it in the comment section. Yes, Mike.
Okay na po, ma'am.
Yan, ito. Anything na baka may gusto ka idagdag sa Section 7? Here, merong comments dito si Isaiah na, for example, one semester currently enrolled or taken the last years, what if they are irregular student? Is one semester preceding the elections long enough period? We will also based on the number of units earned. Oh, right. This is also a good question. Pwedeng mag-base tayo sa number of units because baka hindi masyadong. I'm not sure with other programs if you're allowed na mag-take lang ng 3 units. Sa amin, sa PhD, we are allowed to take a maximum of 6 units. So kagaya ng ganito, baka hindi ganon ka haba yung 1 sem para maging para allowed ka na maging member or magpa-elect as a student council.
Yes po. Hello po.
Yes po. Ale.
Ayun po, good afternoon po. Yung tanong ko po sa qualifications, kasi po sa undergrad, meron tayong program, yung AA po, 2 taon lang. So, paano po kaya yun if nag-decide, okay lang kaya po na first year si student na tumakbo and they are in the second trimester of the program? Okay lang kaya yun na unang taon, second trimester?
Can I comment na lang dito na what about students na under AA program, right?
Opo, pwedeng AA or any program na 2 years lang yung duration.
What about yeah, masters, I think 2 years lang din ang duration ng masters. Right, Mike? 2 years ba?
Ay, ma'am, bali dyan,
meron tayong tawagin, ma'am.
Kasi teacher ka mo, salaya ko yun. Kaya mo na. It doesn't mean naman yung may edad, ganun. Ma'am, kasi yung meron tayong maximum residency rule, di ba? So for AA, it doesn't mean na 2 years na tatapusin. So ibig sabihin nun, kasi nga, kunyari sa amin sa masters, po kami, 2 years din yung aming diploma, pero pinapayagan na mag-take ng 3 units lang. Tapos pwede ka pang mag-leave of absence, kunyari na busy ka nung sem na yon sa work. Basta doon sa 4 years, dapat matapos mo yung program. So, chinek ko yung sa Associate in Arts, 7 years yung MRR niya. So,
pwede siya 7 years.
Opo, ang laki, ang tagal. Yung BAMS, 8 years. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng hindi niya kunin yung yung ilang units pa ang allowed sa undergrad pagka isang sem.
I'm not sure.
12 po.
Well,
So pwede po kayong hindi mag-12.
To address siguro yung question ni Mike, since I'm coming from AA, siguro Mike, yung question mo, kung kunyari, your goal is to finish AA in 2 years. Right now, yung unofficial student officers natin na elected until first sem of next year sa AA, graduating na sila. So by, am I correct, El? By this term, so second term, graduating na sila, pero elected sila until first term of next year. I think that would apply kung kunyari you are interested in running for student council position. Kung tatamaan na graduating ka na, pwede naman. I think pwede natin siyang i-consider. As long as nung time na tama, Jen, yung thinking ko na as long as nung time na tatakbo ka, enrolled ka naman.
yes. Yun, so far, yan yung sa section 7.
Yes.
Ano natin. So ang sinasabi niya, last sem niya na. So
Kasi 2 years
congratulations siya.
lang. Oo, 2 years lang kasi yung AA eh. So kung kunyari pumasok ako ng like ako yung case ko, ang dami ko pang na-earn na TOC na credits. So talagang hindi ko mama-maximize yung 2 years. Pero kung interested akong tumakbo as student council, pwede naman kung currently enrolled ako during the time na mag-election.
Yeah, and if ang iniisip ko ngayon, if last sem mo na siya, so that would mean kung gagraduate ka, you will resign from your post, right?
What we're doing now sa AA is getting the commitment kasi yung student officers namin ngayon, graduating sila. Na-elect kami first term. So first term. So nag-start yung pagiging officers namin ng second term. Pero graduating na sila ngayong second term. Mag-extend sila hanggang first term. They will serve as student officers until first term of next year. Parang ganun.
But hindi sila enrolled na that time, right?
For some kasi they're thinking of moving to BES, pero I would say na hindi sila enrolled.
Hindi rin po sila mag-register at least residency. Yung hindi muna magpapile ng application for graduation.
I think kasi,
Pwede naman mag-file sila ng residency.
Kasi
pero
parang
you mean like hindi talaga sila estudyante that time?
Tatamaan na graduation nila, ceremony nila ng first term by December, 'di ba? So, parang nag-file na sila ng graduation after this academic year. Nandito pa ba si El? El, tama yung understanding ko, sila Jaime would graduate this term, pero they would still serve
Yes
their position.
The graduation is on December pa, right?
Oo.
Yes
yung graduation
but
ceremony.
tapos
pero
na po sila ngayon
by
after
this
this term.
Yeah, but technically, hindi sila estudyante pag first sem, right?
Yes. Hindi na sila estudyante.
That would raise a conflict dito sa section 7 natin. Kasi dapat bona fide student siya ng university.
Hanggang matapos niya yung term niya as a student council officer.
Sige, ganito na lang kasi hindi i-input na hindi kasi kami pwedeng mag-decide. Input kami sa Provcom and then papag-usapan nila yan kung paano. So, ang question
yung parang discretion ng student, kung gusto niya talagang mag-serve, di wag muna siyang graduate. Mag-file siya ng residency.
Ano yun pag gusto ko nang gumraduate?
Mag-file siya ng resignation.
Mag-file po siya ng residency, tapos tapusin niya yung term and then they can apply for graduation.
Pero kung gusto niya nang gumraduate, mag-file siya ng magre-resign siya. I think yun yung kailangan natin i-clear dito, Jen.
Clarification on the case of AA, ano kay organization kayo? May organization tawag sa inyo.
Associate in Arts. Yun.
For
Pero I
in
think
the case of
then
AA.
mag-a-apply to sa ano eh, mag-a-apply din kahit 4 years kung kunyari gusto kong tumakbo as president ng student council on my last year, pero tatamaan na graduating na ako before matapos yung term ko as president ng student council. Paano yun?
Baka ano, tawag doon, magko-conflict tayo sa letter B. Sa naiintindihan ko kasi, kung tama yung naiintindihan ko, second, tumakbo ka first sem. Example, year first sem. Then, magiging effective yung pagiging member mo ng student council next sem, right? Second sem. Then,
Yes.
since graduating ka that sem, and then in UPOU, the graduation is always December, right? Yun ang pinakaalam ko ha, December yung graduation. So meaning you still have like matatapos ang second sem May, right? Matatapos siya ng May, so you still have June to December. So ibig sabihin while waiting for the graduation, magsiserve ka as council. However, sa first sem hindi ka enrolled. So sa letter B natin ng section 7, that is a conflict kasi hindi ka student pagdating ng first sem. So hindi ka pwedeng maging member, at least for this section, in reference to section 7. So let's ano na lang siguro.
Tama.
Clarification in the
natin.
case of AA. Yes, Mike.
May input pa po ako kasi yung nangyari po sa akin, diploma ako. Pero nung second sem ko, nag-apply ako ng graduation at the same time nag-apply ako sa master. So ang nangyari sa akin, nung first sem, graduate ako nung December at the same time student ako nung first sem ng master.
Ayan sa UPOU.
Pwede
Oo.
po. So from AA to BES.
Tama. From AA to BES or to BAMS, pwede siyang mangyari. Ang concern lang is paano kung hindi ako matanggap sa BES or sa BAMS. Or ayoko na mag-aral after AA pero elected ako as member ng student council, di ba?
Paano ko ba ito sasabihin? Clarification on the case of AA. What if she
graduating
is elected in will serve the office in second sem but is a graduating student. Tapos, while waiting for the graduation, is he allowed to be, lagyan na lang natin dito ng June to December. Pero nangyayari na talaga to sa inyo, Arlene, na ganito yung case.
Mangyayari siya ngayon kasi yung 4 na elected student officers namin graduating this term, second term. Pero meron pang 2 more terms silang na magsaserve as student officers.
Lagay ko na dito. Usapang Consti. Okay, tapos another clarification doon sa yung case ni Mike.
Yung case po ng yung mga ladderized program, ma'am.
What about ladderized program? Ano pinaka-specific, sir?
Yung, di ba po ang AA ladderized din siya to BES?
Yes.
Yun. Tapos yung mga diploma, kunyari, DRDM to MRDM.
Yeah.
So, ladderized program, ibig sabihin, we get that. Example, AA to BES or AA to BAMS. But saan specific sa section 7 ang masasagasaan natin?
Yung bona fide, kasi may kakameron ng yung mid-year.
Yeah.
Tama ba, Ma'am Arlie? Di ba yung mid-year parang hindi siya dun bona fide na student. Pero pagdating ng first sem, bona fide student na ulit siya.
Yung isang example kasi, yung isang gumraduate na AA, nag-intay siya ng isang term bago siya makapag-enroll sa BES. Kasi yun yung start ng academic year ng BES, parang ganun. Or yun yung start ng pag-accept ng mga freshmen for BES. So meron siyang waiting period ng 1 term. Hindi siya currently enrolled. Pero hindi ko alam, kasi kung graduate na siya, hindi rin siya need mag-file ng MRR. Dahil technically, papasok ulit siya as first year student for BEST.
Okay lang ba to? Ito yung i-comment natin. What about the student status under ladderized program, taking ladderized programs?
Yung in between ladderized programs.
In between SEM, right?
Mm-mm.
In between na yung sa ladderized program.
Oo,
Kasi
kasi
if, say for example, AA ka, tapos na-elect ka student council, pag nag-graduate ka ng, halimbawa AA, tapos are you allowed pa din to serve kahit nagbago yung course mo? Ganun ba?
oo, parang ganun. Pero yung I think yung point ni Mike is kunyari natapos ko yung diploma program ng first SEM. So kailangan ko mag-intay ng matapos yung second SEM bago ako mag-start ng masters. So yung second SEM, hindi ako enrolled. Kasi there's no need for me to enroll eh.
Yeah.
Pero elected officer ako. So papaano yun? Parang ganun din, Miss Jen, I think yung kanina. Hindi kasi enrolled, pero magsaserve ba siya ng office o hindi?
Okay, sige. Anyway,
Pero itong-
Isaiah will be watching this one. So, yeah, Isaiah, section 7B, yan yung pinag-uusapan na.
Pero yung mga ladderized kasi na may ongoing application, parang may vouch sila na talagang positive sila na matatanggap sila.
Oo,
Parang-
matatanggap sila. Oo. Yun
But
lang,
you know-
meron lang waiting period na hindi mo kailangan mag-enroll.
You know, last time we talk about how, kailan kayo consider na student? During the last, yung day 1 ng Usapang Consti, magiging student ka if you have Form 5. Kasi I was asking, what if, yun nga, yung pinag-usapan din na what if nag-defer ka nga ngayon, second sem, nag-defer ka, tapos, pero accepted ka na sa UPOU. Then, doon sa first sem, syempre, magsisimula ka na, kasi dinifer mo yung second sem. Do you have the rights, kagaya ng iba pang mga estudyante, we have the rights in parang may rights ka as students. Tapos ang question kasi doon is the same ba yung mga rights mo together with just like other students, and one of these rights is to the right to vote. So if you are considered as a student, then you should vote kahit naka-defer ka. So ang sabi sa akin ni Isaiah, meron bang Form 5? Of course, walang Form 5. Ngayon, parang saan ka na belong, student or not a student? And you are given the letter na accepted ka na. So that means you're a student. So ayun, ang inano namin doon is pag-usapan ng klaro kung ano talaga yung definition ng estudyante. Kasi kung kagaya ng ganito, nasa in-between ka, between ladderized program. So, allowed ka ba bumoto or allowed ka bang tawag doon?
Mag-hold
Magpa-elect?
ng office. Oo.
Kasi yan yung rights ng mga estudyante. Kung considered ka as student, then you should vote or pwede ka din magpa-elect just like other students.
Pero sa amin, pag mga diplomang normal na ladderized, kasi wala naman talaga kami ini-enroll pag mid-year. So technically, hindi naman talaga kami, kahit enrolled kami ng first year, second SEM, tapos sa susunod na first SEM mag-enroll kami, hindi naman kami ina-allowed na mag-enroll talaga ng mid-year. Sa mga semestral. So sa amin, talagang hindi kami pinag-enroll ng mid-year.
Semester kami, pero pinagpapa-enroll kami ng mid-year.
So, okay. Gets ko na, Sir Mike. So, parang, kasi hindi kayo enrolled. Unlike sa amin, na dahil tri-sem kami, nako-cover namin yung mid-year. Or like sa kila Miss Jen naman, required sila to enroll mid-year. Kayo sa diploma, hindi kayo required. So, technically, wala kayong Form 5 din.
Opo, pag mid-year. So, kaya parang nangyayari sa amin, pag kami i-ladderized from diploma, gagraduate kami ng second SEM, may pending application kami for first SEM, parang walang change at all. Parang student pa rin kaming regular na tumuloy lang sa masters.
Parang bakasyon yung mid-year.
Opo, yun. Pag sa undergrad, parang bakasyon. Ganun.
I think masosolve to kasi right now, ang pinakaalam ko is that the student organizations will be by faculty. So kung by faculty, of course, ano bang tawag dyan, maano natin kung ano yung schedule
rulings nung ano.
Ano yung schedule nyo? Kasi say for example, yung sa AA, kung anong schedule ng AA, of course the faculty will consider that. Kasi ano ngayon ang council, parang by faculty muna bago magbuo. If I'm not mistaken, or if hindi pa binago nila ISEA. So,
Sir Mike, yung ladderized program ng diploma to masters, same faculty naman yon. Hindi pwedeng kasi like sa AA, pwede kaming tumalon ng from Fed to FICS.
Ano ma'am, sa amin actually iba't iba pa rin ang rule ng per program. Like yung sa DLLE, may comprehensive, may qualifying exams pa sila. So mababakante talaga sila ng isang SEM. So sa amin, yung mga walang qualifying exam, mag-a-apply lang. Yun yung applicable. Pero yung ibang diploma na may qualifying, sila may nababakante.
Kasi paano yun, Miss Jen? Kung kunyari, from one faculty, ibang faculty yung tinake ko yung diploma, tapos ibang faculty yung imamasteral ko.
Isa pang issue pa yan, ma'am.
Yeah, I think ma'am, depende na yan sa ano, pero i-note natin dito, what if lilipat ka ng faculty. And i-note na lang natin siya kasi hindi din natin yan masasagot, but I think right now talaga ang ano is by faculty ang student council. So where should I put that one? Wait lang. Pero merong university student council, pero magsisimula muna sa by faculty saka mag-university student council. Yun ang alam ko.
Kasi kung tatalon-talon ng faculty, sa UU kasi madali lang for us.
At saka mas mabilis ata ngayon na mag by faculty muna or ano, meron lang 3 faculty sa UTOU, di ba? So kung yung 3 faculty, mas mabilis kung by faculty muna yung mga officers. And then after that, since naka-decide na, saka mag-student council. Yeah. University student council. Every council, meron pa dito, section 8. Every council should hold office for 1 academic year until the successor has been duly elected, qualified, and assumed office, provided that councilors who fill vacant seats shall hold office for the remainder of the unexpired term. Conflict din to sa ano?
Yung question.
Schedule. Sa question ni Mike, yan, ni
Allen.
Yan, ni Allen. Conflict din to kasi yan, 1 academic year, iba-iba yung ano natin. Iba-iba tayo ng mga program.
Yes.
Okay, so i-add natin ulit.
Kaya ma'am,
Kasi
sana pagka yung may iba't ibang representative ng kunyari AA, iba pa rin yung diploma na magkakaiba pa rin kami mga diploma ng rules gawa ng compre, ng qualifying.
Different schedule, the term schedule na lang. The term schedule of the students. Explain ko na lang to sa kanila.
Opo, ma'am.
They will be watching this one. So, yeah, Ma'am Arlene. So, kindly consider the term schedule of the students.
Yep.
Different. I-ano natin yung word na different. Varying na lang, wag na lang different. Okay. So, ano ako dito sa ano muna? Vacancy. Balik ko na ako sa section 6. Section 5, each faculty shall elect 12 members at a general election under first past the post plurality voting system provided for in this constitution, and vacancies among such members shall be filled in accordance therewith, who shall be known as members of the University Student Council. Then we also have the vacancy. Any permanent vacancy in the office of the chairperson shall be filled by the vice chairperson. When the situation calls for filling the vacancy of the position of the vice chairperson, the role shall be filled by an elected member from the University Student Council. This is the case if kung mawala yung chairman, I mean, not in a bad way, but if nag-resign yung chairman, so papalitan siya ng vice chairperson. And then if papalitan yung vice chairperson, elected member from the University Student Council. Do you agree in this one? Elected, or shall we have parang assign na mag-assign si vice chairperson?
Ayun, hello po ulit. So sa vacancy po, yung talagang rule po na magandang sundin ay special elections. But in such time po kasi na napakaagara nung pag-alis, minsan po ang ginagawa may ina-appoint yung acting chairperson. For example po, may 3 councilor na nag-resign. So mahirap po kasi kung magsi-special elections pa. Medyo exhausting sa part ng ad hoc committee nung Elecom. So maganda po siguro na kung mawawala, mag-a-appoint. Pero ang ano talaga po nila, appointed sila, hindi sila elected. Provided they can be re-elected kung tatakbo sila.
Can we consider appointment by appointment? O kasi tawag doon, mahirap yung special election at saka hindi ganun kadali yun. Tama din naman yun, by appointment. And the last part, sir, can we consider by appointment, and can they be re-elected, right? Tama?
Yes po.
Yung na-appointed, ang na-appoint, yun yung minimum.
Opo. Kasi wala naman po akong nakitang clause dito na kung pwede bang ang re-election. Kasi sa mga university student councils po nakikita ko, wala naman nagre-re-election. Parang after nung position nila, it's either tatakbo sila sa mas mataas na office or rest na sila.
Yeah.
Ang naisip ko, recount, I remember so many people. Okay.
Student
Okay.
council ba to o national election?
Wala naman ata nag-recount pa sa ano din kahit sa Philippines. Meron nagpa-recount pa sa Philippines, but so far hindi naman tawag doon, hindi pa successful. Okay. So you're suggesting, Allen, na tawag doon, you're suggesting, Allen, na to consider kung, say for example, for yung mga urgent cases, by appointment, and I would agree on that kasi kung urgent naman, mahirap nga ang special election, so, or re-election, so consider by appointment, and questions on are these appointees be re-elected. Ay, hindi siya re-elected kasi hindi pa naman siya na-elect eh. Diba? Never pa naman siya na-elect, na-appoint lang naman siya. Unless if yung na-appoint mo is member na agad ng University Council. Or ang sinasabi mo bang re-election, Allen, is kahit saang kahit any student of UPOU ang pwede niyang i-appoint, or dapat elected member na siya ng student council, doon lang siya pwedeng mamili?
Hindi ko po siguro nito kasi po kung resign ay councilor, maghahanap po talaga siya.
Medyo hindi audible in my end. I don't know.
Hello po ulit.
Yes.
Hello po. Ayun po. So yung pong sa kung councilor po kasi yung aalis o kaya yung faculty rep to the USC, talaga pong sa labas kukunin. Kasi yun naman pong kung nag-resign po si chairperson, ang papalit agad, vice. At saka po yung sa re-elected po, siguro na mali lang po ko nang sabi, like kung qualified pa ba sila to be elected.
Okay. Are they qualified to be elected?
Mm-hmm.
Pero yeah. Okay, are they qualified to be elected? Yeah, this is the comment, Allen, and correct me if mali ako. Under urgent situation, can we consider the by appointment rule? Ito na lang para hindi masyadong And are they qualified to be elected in the next election?
Ay, mali. Okay naman po kasi nakita ko po yung sa section 6C na kung may vacancy pala
Section 16?
6C.
Section 6. Yeah. Okay. Here.
Yung if the vacancy takes place among the university councilors, the following candidate received the highest vote in the last general election. So, yung appointment po pala hindi mangyayari kung may ganyan na titingnan na lang po. Ang tanong,
Sige. So,
kung kukunin.
tawag doon, na-consider, you mean like, na-consider na din ang part, ang C, pero itong inaano natin is pag urgent lang yung situation. Extreme cases actually, or no?
Jen, I think yung sinabi ni Mike, yung sinasabi niya kaninang by appointment or special elections, it would apply to Section B kasi chairperson and vice chairperson, yun dinidiscuss doon. For councilors, so yung mga nasa baba, sila yung meron ng sasalo, automatic. Kung sino yung kalaban nila na may highest vote after them, yun yung mag-a-assume ng office.
Okay, so this is under B.
B yung concern ni Mike na appointment, yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Ay, Mike, ni Allen. Sorry.
Kaya nga, ano din ako kanina, si Mike pala yung nagsasalita.
Sorry.
Allen.
Dito ako. Hindi si Allen, si Allen.
Section 6, B. Bakit ka kasi dyan nilagay pala?
Right, Allen?
Mhm.
Yung appointment for Section B. Kasi yung Section C, nasagot niya na. Na,
Then yung kung Section D, parang okay na rin po eh. Na-layout na rin ng writing.
For faculty representatives, yes. Iba pa kasi iba rin yung faculty representatives. Right.
Extreme ba yung temporal interpreters? Can we, ano ang sinulat ko kanina? Hindi ko kasi na ano. Can we consider appointment by can we consider appointing any student of the university?
University or tama, university.
Can we consider appointing any student, bona fide student ka lang, sabihin natin yan. University. Okay. Yan. Oo, kasi letter C. Yeah. And then for letter D, in the kasi ang university councilors meron na agad sasalo, but yeah, for the chairperson. Now in letter D, in the manner of having vacancy from the office of faculty representatives, the faculty candidate who received the highest vote in the faculty election shall fill their position. In case that it is not possible, the faculty council shall expeditiously select the replacement in consultation with the university student council until the students have elected their new representative. By the way, tinanong na din to last time about yung mga students na at the same time faculty din. So, currently, tinatanong nila din consultation with I think Prof. Serrano kung paano yung case na ganito because there might be a conflict of interest. So, ayan, tinatanong na po yan pag ganitong case. Kasi nga, baka maging bias or hindi genuine yung student representation, which is iniiwasan natin. Yan. And then, on letter E, otherwise, if for any reason, it is impracticable to fill the vacancy in such a manner, a by-election shall be held to fill in the vacancy. I think, Allen, continuation to sa letter B. Yeah. Diba? Sasabihin ko sana, see above comment. Hindi pala pwede. See, ano ko na lang. Hindi ko na lang i-comment. But, yeah. This one, letter, ano ko na lang. And refer to okay. And then for letter F, a seat shall remain vacant until the next general election if such vacancy falls within 60 days from the date of the next general election. Okay. 60 days, so magiging vacant siya. I think, ano naman. Any questions po for letter F?
For letter F, Jen, ako yung may question nito.
Sige go. Mag-type lang
For
ako.
letter F, mag-a-apply din ba siya for chairperson and vice chairperson? O dun lang sa councilors down?
Is he allowed to?
Kasi kung ma-vacant within 60 days from the date of the next general election yung pagiging chairperson, paano yun? Or vice chair? We'll leave it vacant?
Yeah, you leave it vacant kung 60 days from the date of the next election.
For chair and vice chair?
I think lahat. Wala namang specific, so lahat.
Di ba parang nawala ng presidente yung ano?
Yeah, technically kung tawag doon, walang president.
So mag-a-assume na lang ng responsibility yung next in line?
Wala din because sabi dito, kung nasa 60 days siya from the date of the next election, then walang uupo as like president or vice president. So so no one will sabihin na lang natin dito. So no one will assume office.
For specifically for chair and vice chair.
Verification.
Kasi I think yung councilors and faculty representatives, that's okay. Pero yung mga major decisions kasi it would still fall upon the chair and the vice chair.
What about the chair, plus the chairman and vice chair position? What about does this mean that no one will assume office? If yes, then dami kong tanong dito, no? If yes, then who will
assume the position?
Who will no kasi walang mag-assume ng position eh. So if yes, then what about what about situations which requires major it requires major decision.
Yes.
Okay. But nilagay ko po sa chat box natin you are free again to comment in this draft. Magko-close na ito sa 29, so no one can give comments na. Now, the next one is, ma'am, okay na ba tayo doon sa section section 6, letter F? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So section 9 is the induction of the council members shall take place within a week after their proclamation by the University Electoral Board. The oath shall be administered by the UPOU Chancellor or their duly authorized representative. Okay. Then on section 10, ayan, meron din question dito sa Isaiah pala, what if a regular student? Section 10, no council member shall hold office while being an editor-in-chief of a university publication or heading any student organization in the university without forfeiting their seat in the council. This is on matter of public interest. So baka merong conflict of interest, so that's why kailangan isali to sa ano natin, sa consti natin.
Ms. Jen, I have a question.
Yeah.
Dito sa part na to. Kung kunyari, dumating yung time na we will have organizations within UPOU. So ibig sabihin, if I'm holding office, let's say sa AA organization, hindi ako pwedeng mag-hold ng office sa student council.
Hindi ka pwedeng mag-university student council. I think ang inano lang dito is head ng university publication or tawag ng student organization. Pero if, say for example, secretary ka ng ano nito, I think ano na naman yan. Ang head lang
Pwede
naman ang
naman.
sinasabi.
Okay. Clear na po yun.
Then, Section 11, a member of the Student Council may at any time resign their seat by giving notice in writing to the chairperson, and every such resignation process shall be deemed to have effect upon receipt thereof, considering that the resignee shall complete and transfer all tasks to his or her successor before leaving the post. Ayan, Allen. Go, Allen. Nakikita ko siya nagpo-comment. Go.
Okay naman po ako sa Section 11. Maganda po yung safeguarding na inilagay. Kasi mahirap po yung transfer of duties kapag biglang nag-missing in action yung nag-resign.
Yeah. I think ako lang may personal siguro dito, question section 11. I mean, for example, hindi naman pwedeng bukas resign ka na agad, right? So, shall we like comment here kung ilang days dapat, 30 days notice sa mga trabaho, sa mga sa pag employer ka. 30 days yung notice bago ka mag-resign. And then after 30 days, saka mo ita-transfer yung mga task sa successor mo.
Baka pwedeng not as long as 30 days, pero yung nagre-render ka ng resignation mo, nagta-transfer ka na rin. Parang ganun yung naisip ko. So kung kunyari, ang provision natin is they will still hold, upon receipt of their resignation, they will still hold office, for example, for 10 days. And during those 10 days, tina-transfer na nila yung tasks to the successor.
Okay, so specify, si Mike, meron atang specify na.
Yung akin, I would just like to agree to all of you. Pero di ba, ma'am, pag parang tumakbo ka tapos na-appoint ka, pero naman diyang mga kasunduan or something, kasi ma'am tayong mga estudyante, it doesn't mean naman na naka-online tayo, mga troll tayo or mga basta na lang tayo aayaw, di ba? Lalo na yung mga masters, most of us, kahit yung mga undergrad, mga professionals in their fields.
Yeah.
So, ma-emphasize naman po siguro yun, no, na yung sinasabi mo sa work, may 30 days grace period for turnover. So, doon papasok yung values na lang, values nung tao, nung individual, as a professional. So, saan po kaya papasok yun, ma'am?
But we can't assume unless otherwise stated.
Ayun nga po.
Right?
Oo.
We can't assume.
Pero tama. Kasi di ba, Mike, parang kung tayo ngayon right now, we can say that we have the values to be responsible dun sa task natin. Pero what if yung mag-hold ng office ay hindi? Hindi kasi natin masasabi sa ibang participants. They just wanna hold the office kasi it's bragging rights or prestige, part ng resume nila, di ba? Yun. So I think it's good na state din talaga.
Sige, let's write. What should I write? What should I write? Specify
yung number of days that would the resignation would take effect, and kailan yung start ng transfer of tasks.
Specify the number of days. Specify in which please correct me if I am wrong. I'm open to corrections. Specify the number of days in which the resignation, the effectivity of the resignation take place, such as 15 days. Days from the date, no?
Ng receipt of resignation, yes.
Parang redundant yung Okay.
Ma'am, addition ko lang, since dinocument natin black and white, kunyari hindi niya pinulfill yon, pwede bang tumara na, kunyari, di ba nag-release ng certificate yung yung admin. So, di ba parang hindi ka cleared sa organization, di ba kahit nung sa ibang colleges, gano'n naman?
Yeah. May naalala na naman ako. So, yes, magbibigay ng memo actually signed by the OSA. Yun,
So,
as a promcom namin, yung mga yung talagang hindi nakikipag-communicate yun. Kung resign ka lang resign, tas hindi ka naman nagsasabi, automatic ano ka lang.
magiging ground yun, ma'am, di ba pag mag-a-apply po ng honorable dismissal, may mga pinapapirmahan kung clear ka sa OSA, kung cleared ka sa ano. So magiging magki-clear din sa'yo yung student council.
Ano ko ba to sasabihin dito? Grounds for
ano yun? Clear yung
Grounds.
nagki-clear po ang student pag siya ay aalis, kukuha ng TOR.
grounds for not following
Or
section
yung
11.
USC.
Pwede ba to? Grounds for not following section 11. University clearance. Ano ba? Ay, pero hindi natin pwedeng i-ano kasi, tawag doon. Or tanungin na lang natin what are the grounds, tapos i-example na lang natin. Kasi baka masyadong harsh naman tayo doon sa
I think
natin, hindi pa pirmahan yung clearance. Baka ayaw
Pero
na
kung kunyari,
ano.
kunyari treasurer, tinakbo niya yung pera, yun hindi talaga pwedeng bigyan ng
oo.
yung mga
What are the
ganun.
grounds for not following section 11?
I think i-consult natin to sa Miss Jen.
Yes, for example, problems
Fulfilling
with,
duties.
Misusage of funds.
Yun.
yes, for example,
Mga nagnanakaw, tsare.
Mga nangungupit sa org.
At saka yung simpleng not fulfilling yung or for example, hindi niya pinulfill yung 30 days. Kung liable ba yun doon sa paano ba ilalagay yun? Baka kasi ang
ito na
masakot
yung
lang
sinabi
dyan.
natin what are the grounds for not following section 11?
Okay.
Ito na lang, continue ko lang dito. For the previous statement. For example, misusage of funds, ano pa nga yun? Ano pang pwedeng magawin pa?
Misconduct kasi hindi siya nag-obey dun sa misconduct yun, di ba? Maituturing.
Yan, okay. Okay, thank you so much for this one. Article 12 na tayo. Right. Yeah. Ay, no. Article 7 pa pala. Maka-article. Okay, Section 1. The officers of the University Student Council shall consist of the chairperson, vice chairperson, secretary, treasurer, and public information officer, where A, the chairperson and the vice chairperson are elected among and by the council members after the first General Assembly. B, the secretary, treasurer, and the public information officer are officers elected by the student council among the university councilors.
Okay. So,
Questions po?
Wait po hindi pala. Na ang composition po ay chair, vice chair. Hello po?
Ayan, medyo, ewan ko, problem ata sa sa audio ko. Hindi ko masyadong marinig.
Okay po. Sige po, ulitin ko lang po. So sa Article 6 Section 2 po kasi, ang composition ng USC ay chairperson, vice chair, 12 na councilors, at tagi-isang representative per faculty. So kung gano'n po yung nakalagay sa Article 6 Section 2, tapos sa Article 7 po ay ang chair at ang vice chair po ay ang mag-e-elect ay council members. Ano pong nakalagay sa balota nun?
Sige. In reference to Article 6, ano nga pong section yan?
Article 6 Section 2 po.
Section 2?
Opo. Kasi po ang nakalagay sa Article 7 Section 1A, the vice chairperson and the chair and the vice chair are elected among and by the council members. So kung sa elected council din po manggagaling, ibig sabihin po ba mag-e-elect tayo ng councilors lang? But lang ang nakalagay lang sa balota ay councilors? o yung chair at vice chair po natin ay directly elected?
Only the
Kasi po, pwede naman po yun parehas.
only the chairman and only the councilors. Tama, di ba?
Opo.
Only
Ano
the
po yung gustong manner of voting na gustong ano ng Provcom? So okay na po. Ano po ba yung ilalagay namin sa balota? 12
Parang,
councilors
oo,
lang
tama.
ba? O
Walang chair and vice.
walang chair? Kasi pwede naman po parehas.
Pero kasi, Allen, kung kunyari,
Mhm.
kukuhain yung chair and vice chair among the elected councilors,
Mhm.
siguro magkakaroon lang, if ever, ng special provision dun sa balota kung sino yung preferred nung botante na chair and vice chair. Pero ang ine-elect lang are the councilors.
So kung ganun po, mas maganda na po siguro na direct election. Magkaroon na po ng ano.
Oo. Sige. We'll add dun sa comments. Gets mo, Ms. Jen?
direct election or hindi na lang natin i-ano. Yan. What is the manner of voting na lang? Okay lang ito na comment, Allen, in reference to Article 6, Section 2 in this section, specifically A. What is, who are, ano ba?
Okay na po yung what is in the ballot po? Sinong iboboto?
Oo. What's in the ballot paper? Ballot lang. What's in the ballot?
Ballot. Who will be elected, di ba?
Opo.
Who will be elected. Then, what is the manner of voting?
Opo.
Okay. Next. Kasi actually iniisip ko din, councilors lang, i-vote. Then from the councilors, sila yung mag-vote ng chairman at saka vice chair, chairperson and then the vice chairperson.
Kasi
Yun ang nasa isip ko. I'm not sure.
Sa Article 6.
Meron tayong plurality voting system. Yeah.
Kasi po yung may nakalagay din na faculty representative. Faculty members, yung 12 members. So mag-e-elect daw po ng 12 members. Tapos
siguro masasagot siya dito sa what is in the ballot.
Okay.
Will be elected. Then thank you, Allen. And then in section 2, a majority of the vote cast by the student council shall only be made valid and sufficient if the required quorum is met. It shall represent the entire body in making decisions and in electing its chairperson, vice chairperson, and other officers among the university councilors. I think we need 1,000 students to vote. Kasi as of now, we have 4,000, approximately 4,000 students. We need 1,000 ata. Natin. At least 25%.
Turnout na po yun.
Oo, 25% lang actually ang inaano para maging totoo yun. But of course, we're hoping na mas mataas pa to. I-ano na lang natin dito, shall only be valid if the required quorum is. I-comment natin na what is the, what is the quorum? 25% of the students. Dapat quorum 51%. Which is very hard in the case of UPOU. Di ba quorum lagi ay 51%?
Parang 1/3, ma'am, ang quorum.
2/3.
1/3 ng tawag
ko, ma'am.
Ng body.
1/3 of the body? Student body?
Or po kasi 2/3 yung ruling namin eh. 2/3 po, and then yung para maging valid yung boto, kailangan 50% plus 1 nung quorum. Yung
51%. Yeah, 50 plus 1. Anyway, i-ano na lang natin to. This is a question which is open to open naman kung sasagutin nila to. I think sasagutin nila to. What is the quorum?
Yep. O kailangan indicated specific
Mm-mm.
yung numbers.
Ano natin, kindly indicate. Lagyan ko pa thank you. Okay, next one, Article 8. Powers and duties of the Student Council. So, Section 1, the University Student Council is an independent body that shall serve as an active forum for student ideas and sentiments. Towards this end, it may discuss, inquire, and decide on matters of public interest. Then, in UPI, independent body naman talaga yung Student Council. Section 2, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, the University Student Council shall regulate its own procedure. Any comments, questions, suggestions in this section? Okay. Section 3, save as otherwise provided for in this Constitution or its rules, questions proposed in the University Student Council shall be determined by a majority of the votes of members of Student Council, provided that when the votes are equal to the decision shall be deemed in the negative. I am not sure if I get this one. Arlene, can you?
Absorb ko lang. Wait lang.
Parang hindi ko siya na-gets. Wait lang.
Okay. So parang, Ms. Jen, kunyari merong mga concerns na hindi siya specifically indicated dito sa Constitution, pag-uusapan ng Student Council. And then yung final decision would be the majority of votes of the members.
Okay. Yeah,
Yun.
that works for me. Except if we have questions or comment suggestions. Okay, we
Yeah.
have the chairperson. The chairperson shall A, preside the meetings of the University Student Council, B, represent the Student Council and the student body in all cases that representation is needed. C, be the chief executive of the Student Council that supervises its policies, resolutions, plans, and any all activities concerning the process of making decisions and serving the student body. D, sign all petitions, resolutions, and paper proposed by the Student Council or the student body with an affirmative vote of its constituents. E, the chairperson shall be the head of the executive committee. F, he or she shall ensure that all policies of this Constitution and the UP System Code, which, by the way, are available publicly, are observed in all the plans and decisions of the Student Council. G, create ad hoc committees that shall serve significant purposes and appoint its head and members whenever necessary. And last is to perform other duties and functions necessary and incidental to the discharge and performance of the functions of their office. Yan, chairperson. Yan yung mga gawain niya. Okay, let's have the vice chairperson first. If you don't have any comments for that. Yes, Mike.
Ma'am, generic na po itong akin. Ma'am, saan doon ba papasok sa F diyan yung kapakanan ng lahat ay magiging mako-consider ng mga official? For example, may nahalal, hindi pala siya pro-women, hindi pala siya pro-LGBTA community, hindi pala siya... So doon yan papasok sa F na dapat yung ihahalal ganyan, yung parang pro-student siya, pro-masses.
Siguro yung very specific mic na pro-women or yung inclusivity, parang ganon. Parang wala siya sa UP system code. I'm not sure ha. Yung ganon ka-specific na inclusivity.
Pero yung pro-student po,
Pro-student, I would say yes.
pro-masses.
Yes,
Kasi yun naman yung
we're expecting
qualifier.
that the student council, especially the chairperson, is a pro-student.
Yes.
Yun yung expect natin. Ayan, I think yung sa letter F, um, tawag doon, tama naman yung sinabi ni ma'am, wala tayong ganong ka-specific. However, ma-i-ensure niya na tawag doon, the interest of the students are always tawag doon,
Considered.
considered.
Kasi
Yes.
yung role naman ng whoever will sit, lahat, hindi lang chairperson, whoever will sit sa student council, their main priority is yung student welfare. So doon papasok yung inclusivity to everyone, but not as specific. Siguro mag-elect tayo ng representative ng LGBT. Ganun natin
Or
siya
pwede din
ma-ensure.
gumawa sila ng tawag doon, gumawa ng sariling group and then have it recognized by the council. And then of course the
Yes.
chairman can support that.
Yep. Parang mga party list,
Yes.
kind of like that.
Yeah, sa UPLB meron nga daw dati if I'm not wrong, Alisa, or sa ano ba 'yun? K-pop daw or ganyan na group. You're allowed to do that. Every group you want to join and
Yung magpapa-recognize lang sa student council yung orgs.
Section 5 is on the vice chairperson. The vice chairperson shall facilitate the chairperson in their functions when the situation requires. B, take over the functions of the chairperson, and they're valid. I think there's something wrong with the grammar here, but may mali ba or ako?
Oh, parang kulang. Valid what?
Paano bang sasabihin ko? Please clarify.
Yes.
Or please clarify. That would be better.
Please correct your grammar, Charin.
That would make us bad. C, gather updates and concerns from the student body and discuss it with the General Assembly. Siya yung mag-ano. Letter D is serve as a liaison between the student council, faculty representatives, and student body. Do you want to add anything na dapat gawin ni Vice Chairperson? So far, wala naman. Okay. Section 6. The Secretary shall A, keep, update, and organize the documents and records of meetings and activities of the Student Council. B, certify all official acts of the Student Council. Letter C is to take over the functions of the Vice Chairperson, their absence. And we have letter D, make the minutes of the meetings and all reports available to the university constituents for the purpose of transparency. Yeah. Okay. And section 7, the treasurer shall A, keep an updated record of the funds and all transactions of the student council. B, act as a custodian of the deposits in the bank of the student council's funds. C is disburse the same in accordance with the appropriation of the student council funds. D, regularly update the student council with the financial records every general assembly. Submit and present the financial report every end of the academic year. And letter F is to make all record and reports available to the university constituents for the purpose of transparency. Meron pa ba kayong gustong idagdag or comments dito sa gawain ng treasurer? Laging si treasurer ang mainit-init pag merong mga... Yes, Mike.
Tama ba? Di ba nung college tayo, sa mga schools natin, may collection yung SSC. Di ba? Naniningil sila ng contribution.
Yes.
Di ba yun parang required ba yun? Po?
Sa amin kasi, parang ang naniningil sa amin yung sa college muna. College organization, tapos sila ang mag-report doon sa amin.
Ayun. Paano tayo ngayon diyan mangongolekta ng ng student council fee po?
Hindi ba siya kasama sa babayaran sa registration?
Ayun nga, maganda maisama po kasi pwede naman yun kung pro-student naman yung university, dapat siya magme-make effort para siya yung maningil na nakasama na dun sa registration.
Okay, let me remind you, for 27 years, wala pang student council.
Ayun nga po.
You think?
Hello po. Thunder here.
Yeah.
Dun ata sa fees as per dun sa RA 9,500 ba yun? Or 9,005?
Kasi meron ng
Nakalagay
free
siya na for sa
bawal
fees
maningil.
school. Hindi.
Yes.
Pwede siyang singilin sa fees ng para mga student fees
Sa miscellaneous.
sa miscellaneous.
Pag ba free, kasi hindi ako free, free tuition. Pag ba free tuition, as in zero, yung babayaran?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm paying my tuition fee.
Exactly.
Yung
Kasi hindi
ID
ako
ba may
scholar.
ID?
Hindi ako scholar. Siguro yun, Jen.
Baka
Kasi
meron dito. Baka meron sa natin na scholar naman. Baka alam niyo po.
Kasi
Pero
yung
maganda-
concern ko, kung kunyari zero yung babayaran niya sa registration, tapos ipapasok natin yung student council fee, since online tayo nagbabayad, may transaction pa yun eh. May transaction fee, di ba? Kunyari nag-online banking ako, may transaction fee siya. So parang, imbis na zero na sana, dalawa pa yung binabayaran ko, student fee and yung transaction fee. So, paano for cases na zero tuition?
Okay, siguro ang question natin dito, 'di ba, kung tama yung pagkakaintindi ko, is paano yung pagbayad no sa tawag doon sa student council. And so I think paano tayo magbabayad sa treasurer. So I think hindi siguro specifically kasali dito sa yung paano, baka merong ibang
May iba pong article regarding that.
Yeah. I think ayun, meron plang discipline of the student members. Nalata ako, hindi ako masyadong nagbabasa lahat. Wait lang. Tama, parang hindi naman yun, tawag doon, hindi naman yun siguro pinaka-concern ng treasurer. Tama ba? Or kasi, tawag doon, maybe another article or a section here to discuss
Yung collection of fees.
Yeah, pero dito ko na lang ilagay kasi maybe add suggestion to add another article. Pero sa ano ba natin? Sa Form 5 natin, wala bang student? Wala, no?
Wala ako nakikita.
ID,
Walang-
student ID.
Di ba hiwalay na bayad pa yun?
Hindi, pag
Hindi,
first time
kasali
yung
yung
po, kasali po. Kasali.
Kasali.
Ano
Pero
yung
sa
binayaran?
listing-
Hindi. Ang binayaran ko pala yung pagpapadeliver.
Suggestion to add another article on the collection.
Meron tayong Article 11, Finances. Binabasa ko siya ngayon. Pero parang walang indication na...
Yeah, wala talaga yan kasi wala tayong student council. Except na lang siguro if yung sa UP system code, baka meron doon yung sa UP system. Baka doon. Pero sa UPOU, wala yan. Wala tayong.
Pero as per Sir Pender po, yung sinabi niyang pwede na isama sa
sa tuition.
sa collection.
Ano ngayon, RA?
9,500.
95.
Second din na.
Suggestion to add another article on the collection of fees. CRA.
Tsaka ma'am, siguro masosolve naman ng student council pag meron na tayo yung transaction fee, tanggalin na nila.
Kaya nga, no? May pa-transaction fee pa kayo. I think naman nag-iisip sila ng easiest way possible kasi gusto din nila makakuha ng mga funds. Diba? Eh di maghanap sila ng way na mas walang bayad, mas walang diba? Pwede naman GCash to GCash, diba? Walang bayad yun. Kaysa pa sila.
Ma'am, pwede ang GCash, kaso GCash pala pwede.
Pwede GCash.
Yung sa AA ngayon, kasi may mga events kami na may pa-prizes, GCash to GCash yung ginagawa. And then, we're also planning of having parang fundraising event. Isa sa mga option is, we'll open a bank account na for AA. Pero yung how to send money to that, open yung GCash, PayPal, mga ganun. Kailangan lang may valid transaction, parang document.
Yeah. Tawag doon, balikan ko lang yung si Sir, sino ngayon Sir, para sa RA 9500?
Sir Pender.
Hello po. Fender po.
Si Fender.
Um,
Hello. Baka nakita mo ba na baka meron sa doong something like, say for example, bawal mangolekta sa mga estudyante ng yung mga specific na ganyan? Or wala namang mga
dito po sa section 21 B, so ano, sorry, parang sa student publication ata pala to. Pero pwede natin i-check na rin.
Tawag doon, anong main name ng document nga po?
Yung Republic Act 9500.
Yun na lang yan. Okay lang ba kung ito lang i-cite ko dito, RA 9500?
Hello po ulit. Nawala po ako.
Yeah.
Chinek ko po yung student fees ng UP Diliman. So ang UP Diliman po nagti-tuition fee din yung undergrad. Dito po sa other fees, kasama na po sa miscellaneous nila or other fees yung 6 pesos na pang student council.
Gusto mas malaki pa ata ang pag-transfer ng funds kasi.
Transfer ka 6 pesos, yung transaction fee 25 pesos.
Kasama na po siya sa tuition fee na binabayaran.
And i-cite ko na lang dito in UPD, right? UP Diliman?
Opo, may nakalagay po na SC. Hindi ko naman po sure kung student council to.
Pero we can verify naman kasi merong mga friends din na ano. It is
kasi,
in Form 5, di ba? It is included.
Opo.
In
sa website po ng UP Diliman ko nakita.
Tuition fee in the miscellaneous fees. Miscellaneous, right?
Mhm.
Yan natin dito, PHP 6 pesos. Baka i-consider din nila. 6 pesos,
kasi po yung
malaki ang transfer fee.
Yung publication fee po kasi ang binabayaran ng UP, per student ang singil 72. Ayun. So yung pong other fees hindi ko sure pero kung SC man to, 6 pesos ang sa tuition.
Okay. Thank you so much. Magandang input yan dito.
Sa undergrad yan, pag masteral kaya mag-iiba yun o same lang?
Same lang po ata ng miscellaneous.
Jen,
Hindi ko
bago
po
kayo sa
sigurado.
Di ba sa graduate school niyo po sa UPLB?
Hindi ko alam. Sa UPLB, hindi ko sure kung meron mo.
Basta nagbabayad ka na.
Basta nagbabayad ako ng tuition.
Tapos masakit sa bulsa.
Oo, nagbabayad ako ng tuition. Hindi ko,
Pero maging pattern po yung student council ng UPLB kasi sila yung graduate school, may sariling student council, di ba?
Oo, meron ka graduate student council.
Pwede maging pattern.
Oo. Yeah. So yan, suggestion to add another article on the collection of fees, CRA 9500 in UPD. It is included in the miscellaneous fees. Okay. Mas maganda siguro na talaga na another article kaysa isali natin dito sa section 7. Kawawa lang si Treasurer, siyang sasakit ang ulo niya. Paano to? So section 8, the public information officer shall release announcements of the activities of the student council to the media, promote good relations with the press and the public, answer inquiries from the student council regarding the acts of the student council, and then perform other duties that may be assigned by the student council. Hindi ko lang sure kung ilan yung public information officer na na-mention kanina, pero Arlene, naalala mo ilan dapat ang public information? Isa lang to, no? Kasi
isa lang, oo.
Pero parang ang dami niyang gagawin, no? Ano pwedeng dalawa sila? Tingnan mo, siya yung mag-release ng announcement, tapos mag-answer pa ng inquiries. Kung 4,000 ang estudyante ng UPOU, say 1,000 doon active, may mga tanong, so siya lang lahat doon.
Ay, oo, parang walang indicated kung ilan yung information officer. So we can assume na isa lang. Kasi yung treasurer, isa lang doon.
Mag-comment lang tayo. Is there, let's have a ratio. Parang one public information officer is to halimbawa 1,000 students. So kung meron tayong tatlong public information officer, that would really help and ma-ease yung burden ng isang public information officer, and also mas ma-address yung mga tanong ng mga estudyante kasi kung outnumbered naman, di ba? Lunod ang public information officer.
Pwede pong ma'am, yung public information officer ay isa, pero merong permanent committee na sasagot sa need ng USC for publicity tsaka student affairs
So,
or student concerns.
will there be a paano ba yan, sir? Will there be a
may katulong po ba yung PIO? Kasi sa Article 9, binasa ko po siya in advance. Walang committee for publicity and student concerns. Ganon.
right? Will there be a committee for publicity and affairs? Or should we have, or what is the PIO ratio? What is the PIO to student ratio? Okay na po ba ito, sir? Will there be a committee for publicity and student affairs or concerns?
Pwede na po.
Should I add more or ano pa ba?
Okay na po yan. Kasi kung separate committee po yung gagawin, edi maglalagay na lang po ng isa pang section sa Article 9. Wala namang problema dun.
Okay, sige. Yeah, Isaiah, I hope you're watching. Yes.
Ako po may concern po ako. Ma'am, di ba yung kami, ambassador po kami, di ba ako, kasi nag-volunteer na ako doon para may representative yung aking program. Di, nung pinresent ni Jomer yung mga tasks, yung roles ng ambassador, parang isa doon yung parang pagiging temporary PIO, parang ganon. Habang wala pang student council. Tapos ma'am, dito meron tayong faculty representatives. So wala po pala tayong role na na parang program representative.
Tawag doon, so far, representative sa Provcom, pero not sa ano pa.
Pero yun nga ma'am, hindi ba pwedeng yung PIO maging parang ambassador din tas per program kukunin? Para di ba yung ratio nyo, maganda yung ratio nyo, yung 1:50.
I-add ko dito, Mike, can we have...
Kasi importante na merong faculty representative, pero mas maganda rin po kung merong program representative para...
Program representative that would at the same time...
Or kung baka pwede yung program representative, siya na rin yung PIO.
Serves, can we have a program representative that would serve also as PIO, right?
Opo.
Yan, okay.
I agree po.
Tawag doon, merong dito, meron siyang chat, si Fender. Sa UPLB grad school, nagbabayad pala kami ng 45 pesos and 50 centavos. Yun pala yung binabayad. Ngayon ko lang nalaman.
At least mas mataas sa transaction fee.
Nagbabayad pala kami. Pero in fairness naman din, sa graduate school na organization, maganda din kasi talagang nagbibigay sila sa amin ng mga tawag doon, links to research, and then meron silang mga pa-free coffee and the likes. Graduate student na mga needs ng graduate students, pa-coffee lagi. Then, meron din dito, I'm sorry hindi ko din to nabasa, from Rain. She was an SA before, and one of the requirements was to have no failing grades, not pertaining to be a Dean's Lister. So shouldn't this also be applied to USC considering they'll be representing the student body?
I think may sagot na si Isaiah dun sa taas kanina.
About dito.
It's more of isa sa mga suggestion is yung units earned pero not necessarily grades. Ako ba nabasa yun?
Okay.
Minimum number of units earned, not necessarily grades.
Okay, sige. Sorry, late to nabasa Ray. Now, section 9, for section 8, ito lang yung comment natin, will there be a committee for publicity and student affairs or concerns? Or what is the PIO to student ratio? Or can we have a program representative that would serve also as PIO? Or ano ko na lang dito? Kasi parang ang dami kong request. Is it possible na lang? Is it possible? That we have a program that could also serve as a PIO. Meron tayong shot then. Okay, so there was a suggestion to add the comment to add yung suggestion ni Fender kanina about sa SSC collection. Okay, this one. I think this one. Edit. In UPLB, tawag doon. Magkano ngayon? 45 pesos. In UPLB
45. Graduate school.
GS Student Council. The fee is, mahirapan ako, the fee is 45, PHP 45.
Tapos kasama na sa registration ba yun, Sir Fender?
Kailan pa kami hindi ko kasi sure kung kailan kami nagbabayad ng ganito.
Yes po, sa miscellaneous.
Kasama sa miscellaneous.
And it's also included. It's also included in the miscellaneous.
Miss Jen, balikan ko lang yung concern ni Rain. Pero kasi parang for me, may point siya na mag-elect ba tayo ng someone na may failing grades?
Saan dito sa section 7?
Doon siya sa yung...
Ay, ito siguro, letter C. A moral turpitude ba yan? Nakakahiya naman sa estudyante, nag-fail na siya, moral turpitude.
Parang hindi kasi ito more on disciplinary cases eh.
Dito na lang tayo.
Siguro yung grade, magdadagdag ba tayo ng provision for grade qualifier sa section 7?
So, there, suggestion to add paano ba? Suggestion to add ano yan?
Or ma'am, wag suggestion, parang determination kung mag-a-add ba. Kasi leading gusto nating limitahan na pag may fail, hindi na sila, ganun ba? Kasi akin sa perspective ko, pag may fail, baka pwedeng bigyan ng chance or baka may pinagdaanan siya nung time na yun, kaya siya bumagsak.
Or kung failed, pero kaya namang mag-serve as a good student council, hindi lang niya talaga kaya yung course na yun.
Saka yung failure, yung pag-fail minsan, part ng pagiging estudyante yun. Eh.
Yes, opo.
True.
So, paano ba? Question on, tulungan niyo naman ako dito. Question on
is there a need to add a grade?
Hires?
Paano? Is there
a need to add
a
grade qualifier? Or can anyone
with a failing grade then
run for office?
Can anyone?
I think yun yung better
Can anyone, ano nga itong sinabi natin?
Can anyone with a failing grade run for office?
Tapos lagyan na lang natin dito, open to discussion. Kasi tawag doon, oo nga naman, baka may pinagdaanan siya or that time talaga hindi siya nag-aral. Depende kasi case-to-case basis, hindi natin alam pinagdadaanan ng mga tao. Next would be the count.
Sorry po, ma'am.
Okay na ba yun? Yes, Fender.
Dun din po sa taas. Sa same section.
Section 7?
Yung section 7, ayan, yes po. So meaning dito sa A pala, enroll lang sa one semester regardless ng units na taken.
There was ito, tawag
parang open pa siya for discussion kasi isa yun sa mga latest suggestion kung ilan yung units earned or kung basta enrolled siya for one term or sem, okay na ba?
Okay pa. Siguro add lang po dun sa undergrad kasi 'di ba may regular or ano tawag doon, parang minimum number of units na taken na iti-take for the semester. Doon lang mako-qualify yung estudyante. Parang parang to be considered as a regular student.
Ay,
dapat
dati
may
yan,
units,
sa
ganun.
PhD, meron, thank you, Fender. Which reminds me, ganyan din sa amin. Kahit na-enroll ka, sa amin sa first sem, probationary ka pa. So, magiging regular lang kami kung after 2 sem, ang GWA namin is 1.75. If lower sa 1.75, then hindi kami magiging regular sa PhD. Matatanggal na kami sa UPOU. First
So
2 sem.
parang ano talaga siya, Jen, mag-a-apply for us sa UPOU, faculty ruling dependent yung magiging qualifiers natin to run.
Fender, ito ba yung ganitong case ba yung sinasabi ng Fender? Kasi ganyan sa amin din eh.
Oo, kasi kunyari sa AA, underload ako. Kung underload ako, hindi naman sa hindi ako regular student. Pero, paano ba yun? May units, may requirement din for units earned. And then. Units enrolled. Parang ganon. So, kung ganun yung process ni AA, paano si BAMS? Paano si BES?
Yes, and I
Kung
think
iba
kami
rin sa
din, hindi kami pwedeng tawag doon, dapat 6 units talaga kami sa first 2 sem namin. If not, matatanggal kami.
Yes. So parang faculty ruling dependent yung qualifiers natin. Pero sabi mo nga, since magsa-start naman tayo na faculty, faculty-wide, open ba tayo na ma-revise yung constitution for the university-wide na?
No, the constitution should be flexible enough na hindi lang siya good for 1 year. It's at least tawag nun 10 years. The Philippine Constitution naglast nga siya 1987 naglast. That's how flexible the Constitution is.
Yun, so we might need to add indications na yung process or rules ng faculty dahil iba-iba sa UPOU.
Should paano ba tawag doon? Question on the I'm not sure if sa undergrad ganito din, but at least for us ganon yung ruling namin.
Kasi dito sa encompassing everyone yung university natin council eh. 'Di ba?
Yeah, and yes, Marshall. Hello, Marshall. Parang pero hindi namin naririnig.
Hindi pa lang.
Hello po, sorry, Jen. Bali yung nakita ko dito sa walang section pero from University Code din to. Hi, sorry. Bali galing dito sa University Code. Hanapin na lang natin siguro. So for undergraduate daw, as a full-time student, wait, nawala ako.
It's okay.
Sorry, sa graduate student, normal load daw is 6 units to be considered as full-time. So for undergrad, 9?
Parang 12.
Oh, sorry. Hindi ko na
Sa AA kasi alam ko 12 ang regular.
Considered ba agad ang undergrad ba considered agad full-time? Wala na kayong parang ganito muna dapat?
Yung mga probationary? Oo.
Walang probationary sa undergrad?
Wala. Basta
ata pong probationary pagka yung parang transfer, yung Hindi pa na-process yung records from previous school. Ang category mo probationary, parang ganun.
Sa masters ba?
May ganun din po ma'am sa amin. Kunyari, sa amin, nag-apply ka, hindi ka nagwo-work sa research and development, hindi ka scientist, engineer. For example, teacher ka. Usually, more often, probationary ka. Kasi hindi ka part ng R&D.
Kailan
Pero
ka lang
tinatanggap.
kailan ka magiging regular?
Depende po dun sa grade, dun sa first 2 subjects, parang ganun. Pero minsan for formality lang kasi pag nairaos mo naman yung kaya ang stand ko dito, gawing independent yung mga academic requirements internal para mas pumasok tayo dun sa sinasabi nyo na dapat generic yung ating generic at saka inclusive yung ating ano. Para lang sa akin Hana, hindi
kasi sinasabi ni Marshall, we have 6 units tapos we have 2 units tapos
maging independent yung academic requirements. Leadership naman.
Tama kasi tsaka hindi din pwedeng sabihin natin na dapat yung JWA mo
that would also apply.
Yeah, it does not apply kasi sa amin dapat maintain namin 1.75 and higher. Kung bababa kami doon, sunggal na kami agad. Diba? And iba-iba kasi yung requirement, academic requirement, so we cannot include that one here in the subject. Yes, si Marshall, nag-raise ng kamay.
I'm sorry po. I'm ano na po ba? Narinig na po ba ako?
Yes.
I'm one of the ambassador po sa BAMS program po. Tapos I'm an undergraduate student po. Regarding lang po dun sa clarification po dun sa full-time tsaka dun sa part-time po. Yung sa mga full-time po, nire-require po kaming mag-take ng 12 units for us to call po as a regular or full-time students. Tapos dun po naman sa mga part-time po is 6 lang po yung nire-recommend sa kanilang i-take po nila.
You mean first kada sem?
Apo, kada sem po yan.
What if you decide na mag 6 units na ako ngayon, hindi pwede?
May rule po kasi dun sa overloading tsaka sa underloading po namin. Tatanggal po kami sa sa
qualification for laude.
Apo, kapag nag-overload po kami or nag-underload po. Ganun po.
Clarification lang. Yung overload, pinapayagan lang po sa undergrad kapag patapos na. For example po, ilan units na lang yung kulang tapos kaya namang habulin, pwede pong mag-overload. Pero kapag underload ka, matatanggal ka sa qualification for Latin honors unless justifiable kung bakit ka nag-underload.
May lang din po. May dadagdag lang din po ako. Kasi po, sa term po namin, ewan ko po sa mga past terms, may mga nag-take po kasi ng overload kahit first term pa lang po nila na undergraduate sila. So parang ang naging issue po kasi doon, ginawa po nilang parang bridging program yung BAMS or yung UPOU para po makapag-shift po sila or makapag-transfer po sila sa other campuses po na gusto po talaga nilang puntahan. So feeling ko po magiging issue din po yung sa units kapag ganun po yung Tsaka yung lang din po regarding po dun sa grades, may lang din po. Kasi ngayon po 'di ba ang pandemic, alam ko po nag-implement po sila ng bawal pong magbigay ng ng masyadong parang mababang grade. So parang kung i-consider po natin yung grade na yun, hindi po talaga siya parang hindi po ano po yung word na yun? Hindi po Opo, parang ganun po. Kung ano po ba talaga yung achievement na nagawa ng student for that term.
Siguro magandang general na lang, gawin na lang po natin na must be on good academic standing.
Yes. That's better.
Must be on good academic standing, meaning po kahit tres yung jiwa mo, ang tres naman ay passing
ka
sa
naman.
Hindi ka naman delinquent basta above tres yung jiwa mo. Ang UP
Pero parang,
naman,
parang mas open na ako dun sa sinasabi ni Mike na independent na lang tayo sa academic requirements.
Apo, maganda rin po.
Lesser sakit ng ulo. Basta naka-enroll ka I guess naka-isang term or sem ka na, qualified ka na to run for office or hold office. Kasi iba-iba nga tayo sa UPOU ng academic requirements.
So ma'am, dyan pa include din po dyan or yung option na independent po yung academic requirements or academic criteria.
Sige, ganito ko na lang. Options. Para na may pa-options pa tayo. Number 1. Academic requirements. Academic should not be, tama?
Should be independent of student council requirements. Parang
Independent of the student council ruling. Then, ang number 2, natin option, student must be in good academic standing, right?
Kasi sa amin, kunyari sa amin sa program na maraming EXT, pero hindi yun failed. Pero walang grade.
May
Kasi
pwede
no
po.
failing rule ngayon. So, bawal magbigay ng 4 at 5. Kaya EXT or DRP, extension or drop yung binibigay sa grades. Pero that's just during the pandemic. So, kung magiging flexible dapat yung constitution, paano after the pandemic? Na pwede nang mag-4 at 5.
Yan na yung panahon na matatanggal ako sa UPO.
So, bahala na sila sa buhay nila.
Ayan. Clarification number 2, can anyone with failing grades run for office? Academic requirement na lang. Ay, tawag doon, additional requirements. Additional, ito na lang. Requirements to run for office. Question on additional requirements to run for office. Marshall.
I-define pa po ba natin yung good academic standing? Meron po kasing sa amin, doon sa BAMS po namin. Parang dinefine po yung kung ano yung tinatawag na good academic standing, which is dapat po no failing grades, tas DRPs, unresolved 4.0s or EXTs po. Kaya kung I'm just clarifying lang po kung i-define pa po ba natin siya.
Pwede kung kung papayagan yon kasi dalawang option ang binigay natin eh. It's either yung sa academic, independent nga siya. Number 2 is must be in good academic standing. Now, if i-approve yung must be in good academic standing sa natin, then we can include it in the section 3 definition of terms under article 1. Pwede yan. Lagyan na lang din natin doon para sure tayo if approved. Saan ba yun? Wala nito. If approved, please define in article 1. And where is that? Here. If this is approved, Marshall, please tell me if tama ba itong sinusulat ko. If this is approved, please include it in the definition. Please define it clearly. Please define good academic standing in the definition of terms. Article 1, Section 3. Section 3. Tama ba?
Then include na rin po dyan na si BAMS requirement. Para yun yung basis po.
Refer to BAMS, ganyan. Refer to BAMS. Refer to BAMS definition na lang din? Or requirement? Or see BAMS definition?
Okay, sige po.
See,
Isang M lang po ma'am yung BAMS.
see BAMS definition. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Marshall, is this okay?
Yes po, thank you po.
Thank you. It's 5:07. Now, ibibigay ko na lang po sa inyo yung link ng ano na to, tawag doon. Ayan, nasa chat box naman natin because it's 5:04 and we cannot extend. This is so, tawag doon, napaka-fruitful ng ating discussion this afternoon. And
True.
yes, very fruitful and I thank you so much. So, no questions I think na kasi na very productive and very helpful yung mga insights, and I will end the Usapang Consti part 2 today, but I'm encouraging you to still put your comments, suggestions, or questions in the draft copy of the Constitution. And again, this is for a genuine student representation. Mabuhay ang mga scholar ng bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you
Thank you,
po.
everyone. Happy weekend.